is on his way to reverse the flabby flesh tunnels he got as a teenager.
Having the knife, slide through the skin, that's probably the most scariest part of today.
Cosmetic surgeon Taimur Shoab will be performing Callum'S £1,000 operation.
It's not the most common procedure that I do on earlobes, but it nevertheless is an increasingly common procedure that people are inquiring about. This is what we want your earlobe to look like at the end. I'm going to have to remove all this extra skin over here. This is the amount of tissue that I should be removing. And by lifting everything up there, moving it across, we should have a normal looking earlobe after that.
It's just crazy to think in a few hours I'll have completely normal ears.
Again, a little sharp scratch coming up. First thing I'm doing is injecting some local anaesthetic. Is your earlobe beginning to go numb a little bit?
I don't know.
You shouldn't feel any of this as being sharp or uncomfortable in any way. If you do, you let me know. The incisions I'm performing are the ones that I've marked and drawn and planned pre-operatively, so I'm incising the areas that I've marked. It's not a painful procedure. By removing the expansion, I'm trimming the earlobe down, I'm making it smaller, and I'm making it look more like an earlobe than it did before. So the earlobe is quite vascular, in other words, it's got a really good blood supply. So what I'm doing now is I'm just sealing any blood vessels that are leaking.
I think the noise is the worst part.
The noise is the worst part. Now that I've freshened up the wound edges, I have to stitch everything up together again. I'm using some fine stitches which will be removed in about a week's time.
It's going to be nice going to a supermarket and not, have anyone stare at me I go there to get groceries, not tell people whispering about me, so I'm looking forward to that.
It's already beginning to look a little bit like an earlobe.
The operation appears to have gone well. I'll catch up with Callum later to see how he gets on now he's free from his flesh tunnels. Today, Claire's visiting the laser clinic for the first treatment session on her ex-boyfriend's skull tattoo. Can Dr. Ben successfully remove it?
Claire, how are we doing?
All right, you?
Should we have a look at it?
Yes, you ready?
I'm ready. Right. So you'll probably find this blue in here, the red, or the purpley red, and this here is going to be the tricky stuff. So really we're looking at what we see to be quite difficult colours to remove: reds, shades of red, and shades of green and blue with the turquoise as well. It's quite a big one as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's more bad news.
It's not pain-free.
Really?
Yeah. If it's super painful, we'll go really slowly. Sunny's on.
Okay.
Good.
Right, go. Oh, keep going, keep going, keep going.
The laser blasts the tattoo millions of times a second, shattering the pigment into tiny particles, which the body can then eliminate naturally.
Stop, 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 stop. That was
Breathe.
horrible.
Breathe. All right, Claire. 3, 2, 1.
Woo. Is that a different colour?
Yeah, you can tell, can't you? This laser machine targets pigment, and the more stubborn pigments it will target more, so it will fire more. So what you'll find is you'll probably more sore over the reds and the blues. So now we're on black with pink in the middle.
I can't believe how different it feels on each colour.
Claire's now endured 15 minutes of painful laser treatment.
Finito.
Amazing.
So can you see here? See that red?
Yeah.
Hasn't touched it, but look here. All this lot around there.
Oh my God.
See, this is the variation in the different colour pigments. This is going to be a tricky colour to get rid of.
Claire's got a long way to go. She needs at least 5 more laser sessions, and her tattoo may never go completely.
This bit, obviously it's not reacted with it as well as the other areas. A little disappointing, obviously because it is a big part of the tattoo and one that you can see most while you're wearing dresses. Hopefully it'll go a bit more.
It's now 5 weeks since Callum had surgery on his overstretched ears. And I'm curious to find out if undoing his flabby flesh tunnels has changed his life in the way he'd hoped.
So good to see you. Oh my gosh. You look a different person.
I look so weird, don't I?
It looks so different. Oh, they've like erased it almost.
I know, it's completely gone. It's just crazy. I'm still expecting them to wobble in the wind and stuff.
I can't believe how different it is. It's a massive change.
It is massive.
And it's so clever because literally they were like down here.
Yeah, and now they're like that.
It's a big adjustment, isn't it?
They're still healing and stuff, it's still red, but it's
They're
doing really
perfect
good.
shape though, aren't they?
I know, I'm really happy with them. They look so good.
You are a different person to the guy I met in the park.
Yeah, I feel like really happy and stuff. It's really good.
Yeah.
When I had them, like I didn't have as big confidence as I do now.